Hi, in this video, I wanted to discuss the platforms that you could use to build your community site, as there are just so many different platforms out there. But which one should you choose? That's what I'm going to be going through in today's video. Hi, my name is Jason Kruger, and I help heart-centered businesses build and automate their online marketing systems. Now, community sites have become very popular, especially over the last 12 to 18 months. And there are just so many different platforms that you could use to build these community sites. Now, a lot of people have built communities on Facebook, but more and more people are actually moving away from Facebook and using different platforms to build these sites. Which platform should you choose? I'm going to be going through 5 different platforms. Now, 3 of them are paid and 2 of them are free. And I'll be discussing each one and showing you the pricing for those that are paid, and maybe, going through this video, you'll see which one might resonate more with you so that you can use these platforms or one of these platforms to build your own community site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by going through the one that I'm using for my community site, and that's circle.so. So I'm going to go through that. I'm going to share my desktop and I'm just going to show you their website and some of the features that they have. And I'll be going through the others as we go along. So let's dive into circle.so. So this is Circle's website, and it is the platform that I'm using to build my own membership site. Now, Circle is one of the newest platforms to join the community world, and it has a very sleek design and it's user-friendly. I really like the interface that they have. To me, it reminds me a little bit of the Facebook interface, which is one of the reasons why I chose this platform for my own community. And when you are looking to choose your community platform, I think you do need to take into consideration the type of people and the audience that you're looking to attract into your community. Because some audiences will prefer certain look and feel to the platform, and they're going to be more familiar with certain platforms or social media sites like Facebook. And if that's where you're going to kind of be getting people from to join your community, then you want something that's not going to be too difficult to learn and that they can understand what the platform is about. But like with Circle, it's one of the reasons why I've chosen it. And because of its interface, it has become quite popular. Now, as you can see, they do give you a 14-day trial, and there are quite a few creators. And as their kind of ethos is, it's for creators by creators. And there are quite a few big names in here. One of the big names is Pat Flynn, and he uses it for his own community, and he really loves the platform. Now you can see all the different types of things you can do with Circle. I have used it for part community, part membership site, but I'm actually now moving mine more towards just community and have another platform for most of my content. So as you can see, it is very popular. You can use it for different kinds of communities, and the way that they organize the platform is through spaces. And as you can see, you can have a welcome space group, and then having different kind of topics inside of these. And that's what I like about the community platforms, rather than using something like Facebook groups, because you can have different sections for different types of topics so that you can organize your communities much better. Now, Circle is still very young, and they are actively developing new features like events and live video. And I think once those are added, this platform is going to be truly great, and it's going to have everything that you might want in or that you have already in a Facebook group. Now, when it comes to pricing for Circle, as I said, they have a 14-day trial, and then they have their basic package, the professional package, and then the enterprise packages. And it all limits it on members and their spaces. Now, if you're going to have many different types of topics within your community site, then you're probably going to want to look at their professional plan. And as you look further down, they kind of give you a breakdown of what's included in each one. So if you do want to look at Circle, then I would recommend going and having a look at their site, and that's just circle.so. And as I've said, I'm building my own community on circle.so. And if that does interest you, then please join the free community at jasonkruger.com/community. Now, the second platform that I wanted to show you has been around for quite some time, and it is Mighty Networks. Now, the same as circle.so, they do have a lot of features. They do have a 14-day free trial. And the difference between Circle and Mighty Networks is Mighty Networks does have a membership level as well. So you can have all your courses embedded within Mighty Networks and have the community side alongside it. They also have an app, and something that I forgot to say about Circle is that Circle also has an app so that people can just have a look at all the content on their mobile phones if they wanted to. So as you can see, Mighty Networks is trusted by a lot of big names as well, and it is a bit of a beast when it comes to what it can do. Mighty Networks has been around for a while, and it was probably one of the only community management platforms on the market for quite some time. I have seen it quite a few years ago before kind of these community sites became more popular. But where Mighty Networks struggles is probably its user interface. I found it a little bit clunky when I've used it, and the navigation within the community and the customization can feel clunky as well and can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming. But Mighty Networks does allow you to own your own community and create your own moderation regulations and customize the spaces to your brand's own feel, so its own aesthetics. But due to Mighty Networks' age, it has probably one of the most feature-rich options for community building, which, you know, if you want a lot of these features, it can be a blessing. But depending on what it is that you want to try to achieve with your community site, it could be a little bit overwhelming and maybe cause you a little bit of stress when you are dealing with the community. Now, with Mighty Networks, their pricing for it. So let's go to the monthly option. So you can just get the community plan, and it is $28. So it is a lot cheaper than Circle, depending on which platform or which level you go with Circle. One thing that this differs a little bit with Circle is that they do have events and Zoom integrations. They have polls and questions, which Circle don't have at the moment. You do need to have external services to be able to do that on Circle at this moment in time. But Circle are looking to add these. We just don't have a time frame for those. But if you want to now add more features to your Mighty Networks community, then you're probably going to be you're going to have to pay the $98, and this is where you can have your online courses and have a lot more integrations where you can connect it to Zapier. Now, Zapier isn't something that you can add on in your community plan. So if you are looking to integrate with other systems, then you might have to pay the $98. Now, if I actually go and find all the features on Mighty Networks, you can see what's included here. The other thing that Mighty Networks have over Circle is that Circle doesn't currently have a way for people to pay for community access. Mighty Networks does. But if you integrate with something like Stripe, for instance, you will have the Stripe fees that you'll have to pay Stripe for processing that credit card for you. But Mighty Networks will take, depending on which plan you're on, they will take an extra 3% if you're on the community plan, or 2% on the business plan. So that's something that you will have to look at as well when you're building your communities. If you're going to have paid levels, etc., how are you going to take those fees, and do you really want to be adding on an extra 2 or 3% to your credit card fees as well? But the one thing that Mighty Networks does have, it does have a lot of different features. And again, if you do want to have a look at all the features that they have and compare this to the other platforms, then go to mightynetworks.com and have a look at their site there. Now, the third platform that I want to show you is called Tribe, and it's at tribe.so. Now, when I've looked at Tribe myself, when I looked at just their homepage, I kind of get the feeling that it looks very much like Circle. There are some similarities between the two, but Tribe is primarily designed for product-based or large brand communities. So it's focusing less on the social aspect of communities and more towards support questions and B2C connections. So whereas Circle, it does have more of that social interaction and you can build your community around anything, Tribe is more towards those product-based or the larger brand communities. But overall, looking at that, again, you can see the companies that do use Tribe for their own communities. And you can see all the different features that they have. Now, the one thing that they have, which is still coming soon, is apps. And that's where you can connect Google Analytics. You can create your own custom code within there, questions and answers, so the polling type areas, and discussions, which does look quite interesting, where you could actually have thread-based communication, so nothing gets lost if you're having a proper discussion about something. And again, they also talk about spaces, so very similar to Circle. Now, if we look at the pricing for Tribe, they do have a basic level, and if we go to the monthly, they have their plus plan at $59 and then their premium plan at $239 per month. And you can see you could probably start on the basic and have the spaces and some of the basic apps on there and just get a feel for Tribe to see if maybe that's something that interests you and might work better for your own community. And then if you do find that you need the extra features, then you can always upgrade to Plus as well. So those were the kind of 3 paid community sites that I just wanted to have a quick discussion around and show you what is out there. Now, there are so many other community based platforms out there, and I'm not going to go through all of them because there's just too many. But you need to have a look and see which one might be more suited to what you're trying to create. And I would urge you to kind of sit down and write down the features that you might think you might need in your community site. You know, will you need live video? Do you need the polling and the surveys in there to maybe find out more content that your community might want? Maybe there's some burning questions that you need answered, and a poll or something like that might work well in those. So I just wanted to show you those 3 that are paid but have more of the social network type feel about them, which, you know, a lot of people use social media. So why wouldn't you want to use a platform that might take some user interface inspiration from those social networks and use them in the communities? Because people will then probably be more likely to move across from something, let's say Facebook groups, because it's not going to be such a learning curve that they're not going to be able to find the information or the discussions that they want to join in with. And that is the reason why I think a community-based site, a platform like the 3 I've just mentioned are going to be probably much better than a Facebook group. Because Facebook group, you know, let's be honest, they are good because people already are on Facebook. But depending on how many groups and what else might be going on in their timelines, they might not see all the information that gets posted to your Facebook group. But not just that, have you ever tried to organize your group and actually make sure that people can find that information? And if they don't use certain hashtags or that within their posts, are they ever found? And I think that's where these community platforms will be able to deliver a much better user experience for your communities, where you can have proper sections for different conversations, different topic areas, and people will be able to go in there and find the information and interact much better than within a Facebook group. Now, there are two other platforms that are free that I wanted to discuss. These are a little bit different to the three that I've just gone through, because they ultimately started off as a gaming chat platform. And I think that's where it started, but it has now become more than that, and you are finding that other types of communities are using these platforms as well. So let me share my desktop and we'll go through those as well. Now, the first one that I wanted to go through is called Discord. And if you've got a gamer in the family, you might have heard about it, because they do use it a lot to communicate with those communities around certain games. Discord is a free voice, video, and text chat app that's used by millions of people around the world. And predominantly it will be for gaming, or, I know a lot of YouTubers, etc., use these platforms as well to have conversations with their communities. Now, people use Discord daily to talk about many different things, ranging from art projects and family trips to homework, mental health support. So it is varied communities that now use these platforms. But one thing that you do need to keep in mind is, will your community feel comfortable using these types of apps? Now, one thing that Discord and the next one that I'm going to discuss have in common is that they do have kind of live chat, which I think is a great feature, because you can have that instant interaction with your community. But not many people that I know like that type of feature. Something that I'm part of a community that uses the second platform that I'm going to discuss in a minute. And if I go through here, you can see Discord is a great platform, but it does have a different look and feel to the other three that I've gone through, because these are more apps rather than websites or social platforms as we know them, like Facebook, Circle, Tribe, or Mighty Networks. They will live more on mobile phones, for instance. And they do discuss things like servers, and you can have such varied communities and different features on them. But again, will your community feel comfortable using this type of community-based platform? Now, the other one that I wanted to go through is called Gilded. And this is the one that I'm part of a community for creators that use Gilded for their own community, and it does work really well. We have chats in there every so often, and it's great just to kind of connect with people in real time around the world. But I can see where these types of platforms can become confusing for especially my community, where I'm trying to help people with their online marketing tech. They might not feel comfortable using this type of platform because it does feel very game orientated, so they might not feel comfortable using this type of platform. Now, Gilded does have different features to Discord, but it is very similar. I have heard Gilded be recalled as Discord on steroids, because it has very similar features to Discord, but then it does take it further. Now, both of them do use the concept of servers, and you can create some unique communities using either of these platforms. But I do think you need to look at these platforms for your community and make sure that it's going to be easy for your communities to use and that they are going to be comfortable. But I wanted to show these two because they are free, and you could easily set these up and have a play around with it because they're free and see how you like the platform. Will it be something that you think might be useful for your community? I've just gone through 5 different types of platforms to build your community site, and I hope that the information has been useful to you. Maybe you could look at these platforms and see if you can maybe use one of them for your own community. There are many different platforms out there. As I said in the beginning, I'm building my own community sites on Circle, and I'm hoping that my platform is going to be there to help people who are struggling with their online marketing tech. So if that is you and you need more support, have discussions about what's the best software to use in different circumstances, then please go to jasonkruger.com/community. You'll be signed up, and as soon as it goes live, you will receive an email giving you all the details. So I hope that is of interest to you. And if it is, then please go and sign up for that. I'm hoping to build a safe place where people can discuss the different tech issues that they might be experiencing in their own businesses. There might be something that's blocking them from moving forward with their online businesses. And I want to be able to be that person where they can come for advice, have a community that will support them with their endeavors and get them past that roadblock and moving forward. So I hope you've enjoyed the content of this video. And if you have, then please look to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so that you get notified when I next go live or when I next post a video. So I hope you've enjoyed the content, and I'll see you on the next one.